What's good, sports fans? Are you ready to elevate your live entertainment experience? Well, let me introduce you to SeatGeek, an amazing platform that connects you to your favorite events while saving you money. With SeatGeek, you can easily find tickets for sports games, concerts, and so much more, all in one place. The interface is user-friendly, making it simple to browse and compare prices. And one of the best features is the interactive seating chart. You can see exactly where you'll be sitting and how much you'll be spending, ensuring you get the best value for your money. But here's the best part. Check this out. By using my promo code, ChalkItUpSports, you can enjoy a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. That's right, $20 off your first SeatGeek order. Imagine catching that thrilling game or concert without breaking the bank. It's a win-win situation. Plus, you'll be a part of a community of fans who eat, sleep, and breathe live events just as much as you do. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the SeatGeek app today. And don't forget to use my promo code ChalkItUpSports for a one-time $20 discount on your first SeatGeek order. Get excited. Now let's get back to the show. Yo, we back at it. We back at it again. What's good, you guys? You guys are locked in on Chalk It Up Sports via the Chalk It Up Network. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys know what to do. You know what your job is. You know what your role is. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. All right, let's get right to it. Your Philadelphia Eagles made another move. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Your Philadelphia Eagles signed cornerback Adoree Jackson, likely to a one-year deal. The details of his contract haven't come out yet, but your Philadelphia Eagles have signed another corner, Adoree Jackson. This comes on the heels of losing Darius to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Isaiah Rodgers to the Minnesota Vikings, and on top of that, they also traded CJ Gardner-Johnson to the Houston Texans. Obviously, this doesn't solve the safety issue that we have now, but in my opinion, I think this is a solid move as it pertains to depth. Now, here's my perspective on this. Adoree Jackson, he's an 8-year pro, spent 4 years in Tennessee, 4 years with the New York Giants, 5'11", 185 pounds. He has battled injuries throughout his career. 2020, he missed damn near the whole season in Tennessee. Then he played 13 games in 2021, 22 games in 2022, he played 10 games. In 2023, he played 14 games, and he also played 14 games in 2024. So, again, 4 years with Tennessee, 2017 to 2020, and then 4 seasons with the New York Giants, 2021 to 2024. I've been seeing a lot of people try to criticize and crucify this move. And I think what needs to be understood is that every move, every signing is not going to be a superstar. Every signing is not going to be a grand slam. That's just not how it works. As a matter of fact, when it comes to stars, the Philadelphia Eagles stars, their superstars are already on the roster. They're telling you who their superstars are. By letting Milton Williams walk, by letting Josh Sweat walk, by letting Darius Slay and Isaiah Rodgers walk, they're telling you who they believe the future is. They're telling you that the future is at Quinyon Mitchell. The future is Cooper DeJean. The future is Reed Blankenship. The future is Jalen Carter. The now and future is Zack Baun. The future is Nolan Smith. The future is Jalix Hunt, right? If he can get healthy, Nakobe Dean can be a part of this future. Jeremiah Trotter, right? They're telling you that their future is in these young guys. So when you invest a lot of money on the offense, you invested a lot of money in your quarterback. You invest a lot of money in your wide receiver duo. You invested a lot of money in your running back position, your offensive line, right? Which is the heart of this team. You had to get creative on the defensive side. On the defensive side, you have to rely heavily on drafting well, your young guys developing, coaching, right? You have to rely heavily on that. And here and there, you would have your world beaters, your elite talents that you will pay. That's undeniable, right? If you see, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles defensively, if you want to get paid by the Philadelphia Eagles, you have to be irreplaceable. You have to be undeniable. That's why Milton Williams walked. That's why Josh Sweat walked, because they looked at Zach Baun as somebody as he's irreplaceable. We can't replace that. We don't have a good history at replacing that position. So we're going to bring him back. And on top of that, he was dominant. He was the only all-pro on the defense side of the ball. Then on top of that, they look at Jalen Carter as somebody who's irreplaceable. He's the heart of that defensive line. They look at Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean as guys that are irreplaceable, guys that are going to be the future. So you're not going to see the Philadelphia Eagles spend a lot of money right now. They really don't have it. You're not going to see them. You're not going to see them make a blockbuster move. You're not going to see a superstar signing. They're showing you with their moves that they're trying to supplement the defense with some diamond in the rough moves, some inexpensive one-year deals, guys that can come in, stabilize the room, bring some veteran leadership, bring experience with you as well, right? Adoree Jackson is not a bad move. I'm not going to say it's an elaborate move or it's not extravagant. It's not that at all. It's not that at all. But it's a solid move. Also, what this move tells me that they're trying to give Kelee Ringo the keys. They're trying to give Kelee Ringo the keys. I told you guys last year, the Eagles' long-term plan is to have Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Kelee Ringo at their cornerback spots. We talked about that. And all of a sudden, people have this perception of Kelee Ringo because Isaiah Rodgers got snaps ahead of him. The Eagles had time with Kelee Ringo. Hence why Isaiah Rodgers, in my opinion, got most of the snaps. Isaiah Rodgers was on a one-year deal. And, he had the experience. And I think he picked up on Vic Fangio's scheme a little quicker than Kelee Ringo. So I think Kelee Ringo, with another year in Vic Fangio's defense, another year wiser, another year older, more experienced, I think Kelee Ringo takes the next step. But they're not going to just give it to him. A la Adoree Jackson enters the fray. That's why Adoree Jackson was brought into this building. He was brought into this building, obviously, to add depth to the position, a position where you've lost two corners. You lose Slay. You lose Isaiah Rodgers. You bring back Adoree Jackson, who brings experience. I think he's 28, 29 years old, something like that. Adoree Jackson is 29 years old. They bring him in to not only provide experience, but he's going to challenge Kelee Ringo. And that's what they want. They want Kelee Ringo to win the job, but they're not going to hand it to him, right? Same thing with the Devin White and Nakobe Dean thing. We all thought Devin White was going to be the starter on this team with Zach Baun. We all thought that. Turns out Devin White was really brought here to help fast-track Nakobe Dean's development. He was brought here to bring competition to that room. Nakobe Dean, Zach Baun, and Oren Burks were able to withstand the onslaught. Devin White didn't even play a snap for the Eagles, but he was brought in to bring competition to that room, to challenge Nakobe Dean, to challenge Zach Baun, to challenge Oren Burks. The same thing is happening here with Kelee Ringo. Quinyon and Coop, they're solidified, but Kelee, they want Kelee to be the guy. They want Kelee to be the guy. He studied under Slay. He studied under Bradbury. He's seen Coop and Quinyon come in and take on this new defense. Let's not get it twisted. Kelee Ringo has had a lot of turnover on the defense side of the ball. One year he had, who was that? Let me make sure I got this right here. I don't want to misspeak because Kelee Ringo's entering year 3 of his career. So one season he had Jonathan Gannon. Another season he had Sean Desai and Matt Patricia. And then he had Vic Fangio, right? No, let me make sure I got this right here. I take that back. He came in as a rookie dealing with Sean Desai and Matt Patricia. Then his second season, he gets Vic Fangio. Now he gets another year under Vic Fangio's defense. Let him get the opportunity. So, yeah, that's why Adoree Jackson's here. Again, he's a depth piece. He brings experience. God forbid things don't work out with Ringo or he's behind schedule. You got somebody with experience back there, somebody with speed. Granted, Adoree Jackson has battled his fair share of injuries in his career. Like I said, 2024, played in 14 games, only started in 5. 2023, played in 14 games, started 14 games. 2022, started and played in 10 games. 2021, started in 12 games, played in 13 games. So he has struggled to finish seasons. On top of that, he doesn't have many interceptions on his resume. Adoree Jackson only has 4 career interceptions, 2 in 2018, 1 in 2021, and 1 in 2023. As far as pass deflections go, he hasn't really been the same guy since his 2017 to 2018 seasons. And I think that's where the injuries really started to kick in for him. But in 2024, 5 pass deflections. 2023, 8 pass deflections. 2022, 7 pass deflections. 2021, 8 pass deflections. So he may not get the interceptions, but he can get his hand on the football. I also heard that he's pretty good in run defense. I heard he tackles pretty well. So the bottom line is the Eagles aren't paying him much. We don't know what the details are, obviously, but the Eagles aren't paying him much. I'm pretty sure they gave him a 1-year veteran minimum deal. I'm pretty sure they gave him that. And on top of that, there's no guarantee he makes the roster. And on top of that, knowing the Philadelphia Eagles, they're going to draft a corner in this draft. They're going to draft another corner. They're going to draft another edge rusher. They're going to probably draft another interior defensive lineman. They're likely going to draft another safety. Kelee Ringo has to step up. This is a prime opportunity for him to do so. All the moves the Eagles are making, obviously they're cost effective, but on top of that, it's showing you that they are leaning heavily into their youth movement. We knew this was something that had to happen. We talked about this for years. The Eagles got to get younger. The Eagles got to get younger. They got to trust their young guys. They got to put the young guys on the field. This is what they're doing. Same thing goes for Sidney Brown. I know a lot of people are nervous about Sidney Brown. But my whole thing is he got to get his opportunity too. Obviously, we did not want to move on from CJ I know the CJ move made people very uncomfortable. I know the CJ move made people upset. Me, I didn't like the move either. I didn't want CJ to get traded. I didn't want that at all. But it happened. Rumor is he wanted more money. Rumor is there was also some turbulence within the organization. Those are rumors, though. That's speculation. But regardless, they don't make that move unless they feel like eventually they got to let the young guys cook. And now it's time for Sidney Brown to take that next step. Sidney Brown, we know he has the athleticism. We know he has traits. We know he can get his hands on the football. We know that. We know he likes to tackle. We know he can hit hard. Now he just has to refine the technique. This is another situation for Sidney Brown to come in as well. Sidney Brown also, it doesn't get talked about enough. Sidney Brown missed a good chunk of the season last year. He missed I think Sidney Brown didn't come back until week 6, week 7 because he was still recovering from the Achilles, or I think the ACL, whatever it was. So Sidney Brown was behind the 8 ball in Vic Fangio's defense. He couldn't get on the football field until about week 6, week 7. So he gets another opportunity to study in this Vic Fangio defense. Playing next to Reed Blankenship, playing behind Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, Kelee Ringo, hopefully. Zack Baun. The Eagles got to get younger. And this is a part of that equation. And they got to eventually pay guys like Jalen Carter, who's going to become the highest paid player on the Eagles defense. Actually, when Jalen Carter gets paid, he's going to reset the market. He's going to reset the market, Jalen Carter. So you got to make sure you clear the runway for him. Quinyon Mitchell, when he gets paid, likely will match or reset the market, depending on where his trajectory goes. Cooper DeJean, he's going to have to get paid at some point, right? Nolan Smith, same thing. Those are your core guys on defense. So decisions are going to have to be made, and you're going to have to trust the process. And I know that scares a lot of people. You're going to have to trust that Vic Fangio, Clint Hurt, Roy Anderson, Jeremiah Washburn, Christian Parker, Bobby King. You're going to have to trust Joe Casper. You're going to have to trust that they can develop all these young guys and put them in position like they've done already. Christian Parker and Roy Anderson are going to make sure Kelee Ringo is set up nicely. And he's going to earn it because Adoree Jackson is going to push him. Adoree Jackson is a veteran who wants to get more money and wants to secure a job for himself. Adoree Jackson is not going to give him anything. So Kelee Ringo is going to feel that pressure, as he should. Sidney Brown, I'm pretty sure the Philadelphia Eagles are probably going to bring in another safety to challenge him, right? So I don't think people should really be down on this move. I really don't. Hey, Jonathan Hart. 55-22, bud. 55-23, bud. Don't forget that one. Super Bowl champion Kelee Ringo, that is to you. That's Super Bowl champion Kelee Ringo to you. Make sure you come correct. Make sure you understand you're in the Lions den. You're not safe here. You're not safe here. Y'all still playing catch up. You still playing catch up. My guy is a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Y'all still playing catch up. Y'all wish y'all was us. Y'all wish y'all was in our shoes. We had to remind y'all not close. Y'all never was close. We made y'all think y'all was close. We made y'all think y'all was close. Y'all was never close. Y'all never had a chance. Y'all was never in the game. Y'all was never in the match. We made y'all think y'all was close. You better make sure Marshawn Lattimore live up to that trade package I gave up for him. You better make sure Marshawn Lattimore step his cookies up. He got to deal with AJ. He got to deal with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith for a long time. If he lasts that long, you better make sure Marshawn Lattimore stay healthy. I tell you that. You better make sure. Focus on your own plate. You see what happens when they ain't really got shit to say? They just keep repeating themselves. Hurts is mid. You mean Super Bowl MVP? You mean Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts? That's the guy you talking about? Come on, man. We can't waste our time with these peons, man. Let's move on. So, yeah, Adoree Jackson. I like the move. It's solid. It'll add competition to the room. And it'll also keep Kelee Ringo honest. It'll keep Kelee Ringo honest for sure. It'll keep Kelee Ringo honest, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, let's go over these moves real quick because we're not going to be live long. We're not going to be live too long because I was live earlier, and we addressed the most recent moves that the Eagles made. So on top of the Adoree Jackson signing at cornerback, the Philadelphia Eagles also signed edge rusher Josh Uche to a 1-year contract. Josh Uche, former Chiefs, former Patriots edge rusher, 20.5 sacks on his career. He did have a season where he registered 11.5 sacks. So we'll see if Vic Fangio and Jeremiah Washburn can try to tap into the well of talent or the well of potential he may have. We'll see if he even makes the roster. They also signed tight end Harrison Bryant, a career backup tight end, to a 1-year, $2 million contract. We'll see if Harrison Bryant even makes this roster. I highly doubt they guaranteed him much of that contract. Probably guaranteed him maybe $500,000, maybe $750K. You never know. But Harrison Bryant, he was brought in to challenge Grant Calcaterra. Grant Calcaterra is not going to be given anything. And we also don't know the future. We don't know the future of Dallas Goedert. So that all remains to be seen. Another body at tight end, another body on the edge to challenge Jalen Hunt, to make sure he stays honest, to make sure he stays on top of his game. Adoree Jackson brought in to challenge Kelee Ringo, to make sure he stays on top, to make sure he stays on top of his game. All these moves are meant to challenge your youth. All these moves are meant to add depth and make sure your youth stays on schedule development-wise. That's what the whole point of these moves are, if you ask me. Adoree Jackson challenges Kelee Ringo, keeps him honest. Josh Uche challenges Jalen Hunt, keeps him honest. Harrison Bryant challenges Grant Calcaterra. What's the next step? What's the next step for Grant Calcaterra? That's going to keep him honest, right? They brought back Ben Van Sumeren as a fullback. I like that move as well. They bring in A.J. Dillon, former Packers running back, on a 1-year deal. They brought him in. He's 26 years old. Over 4 seasons, accumulated over 3,100 total yards, 18 total touchdowns, averaging almost 5 yards a touch. He's going to challenge Will Shipley. Will Shipley would not be given running back 2 just because he's there. He has to earn that. He has to beat out A.J. Dillon. Grant Calcaterra has to beat out Harrison Bryant. They're going to have to challenge that. Josh Uche, Jalen Hunt is going to have to continue to stay on his toes. And again, these are relatively young veterans. Josh Uche is 26. He'll be 27 when the season starts. Harrison Bryant, 26. He'll be 27 when the season starts. A.J. Dillon, 26. You brought in a bunch of 26-year-olds who are trying to prove that they can still play in this league. And you got these young guys in Jalen Hunt, Kelee Ringo, Grant Calcaterra, who are trying to prove that they belong on this roster, trying to prove that they belong as key contributors on this team. Will Shipley, same thing. So I like the thinking of Howie Roseman. I like the mindset. I like his thinking. And again, we all knew that we were going to go younger on defense. This was going to be a relatively inexpensive offseason. And you also made sure you resigned Zack Baun, the brainchild, the brain trust of your defense. Zack Baun covers a lot of spots for you. Zack Baun plays the run. Zack Baun plays well in coverage. Zack Baun forces turnovers, forced fumbles, interceptions. He gets fumble recoveries. He can get sacks for you as well. TFLs. You still got Jeremiah Trotter Jr. who's going to take that next step. Who's going to be looking at Nakobe Dean as somebody he looks up to, but somebody he's going to have to beat out, even though Nakobe Dean is battling an injury right now. And Sidney Brown, I'm pretty sure the Eagles will bring in someone to challenge him. So, again, I look at this as a youth movement. The Eagles are doubling down on the youth movement. We went youth movement. Last year. We went with the youth movement last year. Your veterans were Darius Slay and maybe CJ. He's like 27, 28, right? CJ. So your oldest guy on defense was Darius Slay, 34 years old. Then after that, you had BG, who was like 36, I think. But then he got hurt mid-season. So we'll see. James A says, Tone, do you think Cooper DeJean can play safety? I'm sure he can, but I don't want him to move. I want Cooper DeJean right where he is. I want Cooper DeJean right there in the nickel. Because what he does is that he has the ability to roam at the nickel spot. I don't want him on the outside. At first, when we drafted him, I thought he could be a safety. And I'm not saying he can't do it, but I want him at nickel because that nickel spot allows him to affect the game in more ways than one. That's why I like him in the nickel. He can affect the game in pass coverage. He can affect the game in run defense. He knows how to he knows how to get into his run fits. He knows how to set the edge. Cooper DeJean playing the nickel allows the Philadelphia Eagles to be Or let me put you this way. Cooper DeJean playing in the slot allows the Philadelphia Eagles to stay in that nickel personnel, that nickel package on all 3 downs because Cooper DeJean can play the run, because he can tackle. A lot of teams, you see play action on first down. You see teams out of the shotgun on first down. Teams are passing on first and second down. You're seeing that a lot. So Cooper DeJean allows you to hedge your bet against the run and also hedge your bet against the pass because he plays the run so well, because Zack Baun plays the run so well. You got Zack Baun and Cooper DeJean occupying space in the middle of that football field. I like our odds with Cooper DeJean and Zack Baun occupying the middle real estate. So I personally want Cooper DeJean in the slot. And from what I've heard, from what I've read, Adoree Jackson can play the run very well as well. So that's going to be another thing too, right? Not only does Ringo have to make sure he can cover, Ringo has to make sure he can play the run. Can he be trusted in those situations? Because Adoree Jackson has proven he can play the run throughout his career. One thing I do know, Ringo's not afraid to hit. DJ AK Mr. Sandman says Cooper DeJean doesn't want to stay in the slot. Outside cornerback market is way more lucrative. You can't tell me what he wants because I don't know what he wants. I'm speaking on what I want. You can't tell me what he wants. And I can't tell you what he wants either. I'm telling you what I want. Lance Elliott says slots make less money. They got to let the kids shine, either at outside corner or safety. Okay, this is what y'all failing to understand. Y'all keep talking about letting him shine as if he didn't shine in the slot. Like, I don't understand like y'all mindset with this. Y'all worrying about his pocket. I'm worrying about what's best for the team. Now, I don't know if y'all getting the cut of his check, but I'm not. I'm talking about what's best for the team. I'm talking about what's best for the team. Simple as that. All those plays that y'all saw Cooper DeJean make, all those impact plays y'all saw him make, he doesn't make those. He won't have the opportunity to make those on the outside. The way y'all see, the way he's allowed to roam and follow the guys in motion and play the run and tackle guys like Derrick Henry the way he did and make those plays on Jamar Chase the way he did and make the plays like he did in the Super Bowl. We don't get those plays. We don't get the plays that we saw from him this year if he's playing on the outside. We don't get those plays. Y'all talking about his money. Y'all getting the cut or something? Y'all know something I don't know? Y'all getting the cut? Let me know. Shit, what I got to do? What I got to do to get a cut? No, he can't do that at safety. You want to know why? Because he's too far off the ball. You put him at safety, that means you got to bring your safety down for him to make those plays. You put him in the nickel spot, he's in prime real estate to be able to drop back and go down. You want to cover the distance traveled. You want to cover the distance traveled. You put him at safety, now he has to come down. You leave him at nickel. Now he can do whatever he wants. Why would you put him at safety further away from the ball? What are we talking about? And by the way, the Eagles have shown you they will pay players what they are worth. If you are somebody they consider elite at what you do, they will pay you. They've proven that. They've shown that. Zack Baun, they paid him. Saquon Barkley, he was the leader of his job. They paid him. The Eagles have gone against the grain for the past couple seasons. If they consider you elite at your job, they will pay you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Why would you see? People got to understand, when you move a guy from another position, you're not fixing another. You're harming two. You're harming two positions. Let me give you an example. Remember when the Chiefs decided to move Joe Thuney from left guard to left tackle? Remember when they tried to do that? Because they felt like the guy they had out there couldn't get it done? They tried to fix one position and ended up sacrificing two. Joe Thuney, the guy that Josh Sweat and Milton Williams and Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith, the guy that they took advantage of. Yeah, the guy that gave up all those sacks. Yeah. You don't try to fix one position and fuck up two. You don't do that. Kelee Ringo is an outside corner. They want Kelee Ringo on the outside. Adoree Jackson was signed here, obviously as depth, but also to keep Kelee Ringo honest, to let him know you ain't being given shit. You got to earn it. So Cooper DeJean, him in the slot, that's what they want. That's what they want. And look, if they do something different, hey, oh well, we'll see what happens. But I'm of the mindset Cooper DeJean is significantly more valuable in the slot. Significantly more valuable in the slot because he's allowed to roam. He allows the Philadelphia Eagles to play in the nickel on first, second, and third down. Most of these teams are not living in base formation. They're not living in base formation. You're seeing a lot of these teams playing in the nickel, big nickel, even at that, because they want to make sure they can still cover. There's not that many linebackers in this league that can cover consistently. It's not that many of them. You have Zack Baun who can cover. You have Cooper DeJean who can cover. There's not too many linebackers in this league that can cover, so teams are trying to find slot guys that can also defend the run and cover. They're trying to find linebackers that can defend the run and cover. It's not easy to find. So when you find a Zack Baun and a Cooper DeJean who can not only cover and play in the slot and play linebacker respectively, you got to protect the middle of the field. The Eagles have religiously gotten killed in the middle of the field. Y'all remember those days? Yeah, the Eagles getting destroyed in the middle of the field. Zack Baun and Cooper DeJean will make sure that's never an issue. That would never be an issue with those guys. All those impact plays y'all saw Cooper make came from the slot, where he's able to follow guys and travel and get creative and roam. Get in the run fits, drop back in coverage, make plays on the football, tackle in the open field. Yes. 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 That's what I want. I want Cooper DeJean in the slot. That's what I want. And based off the moves they're making, they want Kelee Ringo on the outside. They let Slay walk. They let Isaiah Rodgers walk. Isaiah Rodgers got a 2-year deal, $15 million, $8 million guaranteed. The Eagles could have paid that. They could have paid that. Let's talk about the mathematics. The Eagles could have paid that, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Based off of what Isaiah Rodgers got, 2 years, $15 million, $8 million guaranteed. 15 million, $8 million guaranteed. Do y'all think the Eagles could have paid that? Yes or no? Do y'all think the Eagles could have afforded to pay Isaiah Rodgers knowing what we know now? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm asking y'all a straightforward question. Lucius keep repeating himself. I'm telling you what I want, my G. What I want. What I want. I speak for me and only me. What I want. What I want to see. What I believe. What I saw. What I saw. Yep. So they could have paid Isaiah Rodgers, right? They could have paid Isaiah Rodgers, right? Why didn't they? I said what I want. I've been talking about what I want this whole time. If I misspoke, my bad. But I know what I want. You can nitpick all you want, Lucius. You can nitpick all you want. Fuck the tape. You can nitpick all you want. I know what I'm saying. I know what I want. If they could have paid Isaiah Rodgers, why'd they let him walk? They let him walk because they know they got to give Kelee Ringo that shot. They drafted Kelee Ringo. They're developing Kelee Ringo. They know Kelee Ringo has to get his opportunity, but he has to earn it. 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 So, like I said, what I want to see, for people who don't understand, what I want to see Quinyon on the outside. I want to see Cooper DeJean in the slot. I want to see Kelee Ringo on the outside. That's what I want to see for people who don't understand, who need clarification. That's what I want to see. Because Cooper DeJean made the plays he made in the slot where he's able to freelance, protect the middle of the football field, tackle in open space. Why would I move him to the outside? Why would I move him to the outside and harm two and risk two positions instead of one? When I got a guy in the building I've been developing. Come on, man. Come on, man. He got to earn it. Adoree Jackson is 28, I think 29 years old. He think he got something left. So Adoree Jackson is going to come in and try. And also, you got Eli Ricks who wants to fight for a job. I'm pretty sure they're going to draft the corner as well. This shit ain't being given. Kelee Ringo not going to be given shit. Kelee Ringo not going to be handed shit. He got to earn it. He got to go through Adoree Jackson. He got to go through Eli Ricks. He got to go through whatever corner they draft in the NFL draft this season, in the offseason. Kelee Ringo got to earn it. All these moves they made, if you ask me, are signs that they're going to keep these young boys honest because they know where they want to go with this defense. They're pushing a youth movement. That's what they want. Gatekeeper Kelee, I'm glad you said that, and I had to say it. I'm so glad you said that, and I ain't had to say that shit. This ain't college. He don't need to be everywhere. You play where you play. The slot gives Cooper DeJean the most versatility and allows the Philadelphia Eagles to play in their nickel formation on all three downs because he can defend the run, because he can cover as well, because he can tackle in open space, because he can make plays on the football. You take the fullest advantage of Cooper DeJean's skill set in the slot. The fullest, you take the fullest advantage of his skill set in the slot. You take the full advantage of his skill set in the slot. Not anywhere else. If he's on the outside, he can't play the run like we know he can. He's going to be on the outside. But if he's in the slot, he can do whatever he wants. He'll cover. He'll defend the run. Tackle in open space. He's a weapon. Yes, he can do everything. But in order for him to do everything, he needs to be in the slot. He's a weapon. He's a weapon. He can defend tight ends. He has this. I'm so glad you brought that up. Philly 4-4, thank you. He said, the way teams are moving receivers around, I want him in the slot. Who else is stopping wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs like that? That's the thing. There's nobody on our defense who can consistently stick with wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs like Cooper DeJean. There's not a single one. There's not a single one. There's not a single DB on this team outside of Cooper DeJean that can defend the running back, the tight end, and the wide receiver in the slot. Like, and why are we worrying about his fucking money? That's another thing, too. Why are we worrying about his money? As far as I'm concerned, I want Cooper DeJean here on the best price possible so we can do more with this defense. Why are we worried about his fucking money? Y'all want to give Cooper DeJean the bag, huh? Y'all want to give Cooper DeJean the whole rent money, don't you? Y'all want to give Cooper DeJean the whole bag, huh? That's what y'all want. Y'all want Cooper DeJean, what, making $20 million a year? $30 million? What y'all want? We watched it happen. Before Cooper DeJean was in the slot, that defense had a hole. Cooper DeJean came in, the whole defense took it up a level because he was able to affect the game in multiple ways. Why are we trying to rob ourselves of that? We saw a whole season of Cooper DeJean dominating the middle of the field. Why would we change that? Because you want to pay him more? Because you want to pay him more? What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? Y'all want to pay him more? That's what it is? Come on, man. Yo. This is crazy. This is crazy. And ultimately, we don't know what they're going to do in the end. That's the funny thing about it. We don't know what they're going to do in the end. But I know what I would do. That's all. That's why I do content. Because I talk about what I would do. I talk about what I want to see. I talk about the things I care about. You know what I mean? You feel me? I talk about what I want to do. Or what I would do. How I see the game. My perspective. You feel me? Like, simple as that. Cooper DeJean, to me, is more valuable. The whole point. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Let me chill, man. Let me chill, yo. Nonetheless, Adoree Jackson being signed to the Philadelphia Eagles. Solid move. Decent. Not great. I won't even call it good yet. I'll say decent. It's not a bad move. It's not a great move. It's decent. It's reasonable. It's a decent move. Very decent move. Decent move. So, yeah, Adoree Jackson signs to the Philadelphia Eagles, likely on a 1-year deal. I don't think the financials have come out just yet. But nonetheless, he will be a cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Especially if he can stay healthy. That's the thing. If he can stay healthy. Let's see here. Let me read some of these comments real quick. Sweet Chin Music says, ideally, Kelee works out. He has all the physical traits you want in the corner. Yes, I agree 100%. I agree 100%, bro. I want Kelee Ringo to work out so bad. His physical traits are dope to me. Done Did It says, I like the AJ Dillon signing. Hope he comes back strong off the injury. I like the AJ Dillon signing too. That was a good move. I like the AJ Dillon signing. Lucius the show says, Tony, you up in Philly? I would love to buy you a beer and argue, my guy. LOL. That's funny. So I just moved out of Philly. I was born and raised in Philly, by the way. I'm 30 years old. I've been living in Philly. I've been living in Philly all my life. I recently moved out of Philly 2 years ago. I moved to Texas 2 years ago. So yeah, I haven't. So I go back often though, but no, I don't live in Philly anymore. I used to. Grew up in Philly, born and raised. I'm 30 years old. I've been living in Philly for 27 years. I've been living in Philly for 27, 28 years. So that's all I know, really. I just got to Texas 2 years ago, or like a year and a half ago. I moved to Texas in 2023, July 2023. But I've been living in Philly my whole life. Born and raised, 23rd and Diamond, 23rd and Dolphin, 5th and Alany. You know what I mean? 33rd and York. You know what I mean? Those are my neck of the woods. You know, North Philly. That's how I carry it. Alex says Ringo younger than Q2. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Ain't that funny as hell? Kelee is entering year 3. And Quinyon's entering year 2. And Kelee is younger than him, which is crazy to think about. Kelee Ringo is younger than him. That is crazy to think about. No, I went to the parade. Done did it. I was at the parade. I live streamed and everything. I was there. I was at the parade, bro. It was a beautiful sight, man. It was a beautiful sight. Now we're talking, Lucius. Now we're talking. Because he says, I want Ringo at safety for real. His speed can cover a lot of ground. Now we're talking because there was a point in time where I said to myself, if Kelee is struggling at corner, let's try him at safety. Now we're talking. That's something I've been interested in. That's something I've always welcomed. Can Kelee Ringo play safety? But then, they drafted Sidney Brown, and obviously they brought back CJ GJ, and then they trade him, obviously. But, my point is, I was always interested in Kelee Ringo at safety because of the size and the athleticism he plays with. So, yeah, we're on the same page with that. My OG Shep, what's going on? With the $10 super chat. He says, Shalom, Tone. What up, my guy? I've been watching my birds for over 50 years. For the last 10 to 15 years or so, if you are elite, you will get paid even if you play elsewhere. You are definitely right. That part, Shep, you gonna get paid? They gonna make sure he get paid? I don't worry about these guys' money. I really don't. I don't worry about their money. As long as it's not crippling the roster. I don't care about what these guys get paid. I really don't. As long as you're getting value. I do not care about what they get paid normally. Thank you for the super chat, Shep. I appreciate it. Linda Washington says, do I prefer Texas? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. It's like, no, I'll tell you. So as much as I love my city, I like living in Texas. I'll tell you that right now. As much as I love Philly, yo, T. Cole, you funny as hell, yo. Yo, he said Eagles fans always trying to turn a corner to a safety. Never fails. You're right about that. But Linda, yeah, I can't lie. I can't lie to you. As much as I love my city, as much as I love Philly, I like living in Texas, man. I like living in Texas. Luther Winfield says the weather and no state tax. Exactly. That weather and no state tax, Lou. You know what I'm talking about, Lou? Name Brand says them country girls got you, huh? No, I'm married, bro. I'm married happily. I'm happily married, though. I mean, my wife from Georgia. I don't know if that count, though. My wife from Georgia. She from like an hour away from Atlanta, something like that. Maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, something like that. I think. So I don't know if that counts, but my wife, she from Georgia. But I'm married, man. Fitness Roofer says the houses are cheap and it feels good to have no state tax. You right about that. You right about that. Green Wingman says Texas is not a bad. He said Texas is not a bad place. They just have a shitty football team in Dallas. You right about that, bro. You right, man. Fitness Roofer says Texas women built different. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know, baby. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Name Brand said, hell yeah, count. Yeah, my wife from Georgia, man. She from Georgia. Lucius says, I like going back to visit Philly and South Jersey, but I won't live there again. Bro, I think I'm with you on that. I've visited Philly like twice already for the parade and for Thanksgiving. I mean, every time I think about Philly, I think about my family more so than the city. I do miss the food, though. I do miss the food. Name Brand said, yeah, she is. Yeah, Name Brand. Yep. Every show, big dog. Every show. He Got Soul says, all I got to say is every time we get an ex-Giants player, we go to the bowl. Yo, that's a fact. Yo, I saw Giants fans trying to say, yeah, Adoree Jackson, he's cooked, all this kind of stuff. And my whole mindset is, I'm sorry, Giants fans. I can't take your word for shit. Y'all told me James Bradbury was cooked. We got a good year out of him. Y'all told me Saquon Barkley was cooked. We got a Super Bowl out of him and the Offensive Player of the Year out of him. I'm trying to understand Giants fans. I can't take y'all serious. I can't take Giants fans serious. Every time they tell me a player cooked, they turn up in my city. My man, the Nest Out West, what's going on, Brody? He says Kenny Pickett has more snaps in the NFL than Dak Prescott. You talking about the Super Bowl? That's funny, man. Lucia said, wait, hold on. Wharf says, go to Records Barbecue in Dallas. Yo, you know who got good barbecue? Slabs. I don't know if you guys have been to Slabs Barbecue in Austin. Slabs Barbecue. Woo! Slabs Barbecue is good. Petty's Barbecue is good as well. Petty's. Slabs is real good. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Adoree Jackson, I like the move. I like the move a lot. I'm gonna get out of here pretty soon, you guys. But Petty's is good. Warv know what I'm talking about. Warv know. Petty's Barbecue is the shit. But yeah, man. We're gonna get out of here pretty soon. Philadelphia Eagles, man. They signed Adoree Jackson, likely to a 1-year deal. He's going to compete directly with Kelee Ringo. The Eagles also signed edge rusher Josh Uche to a 1-year deal. He's going to challenge Jalix Hunt. The Eagles also signed Harrison Bryant. Harrison Bryant is going to challenge Grant Calcaterra, and we also don't know what Dallas Goedert's future holds. So we're going to find out with that shortly. The Eagles also re-signed fullback Ben Van Sumeren. We had him on the roster before. And the Eagles also signed running back A.J. Dillon to a 1-year deal, who's going to compete directly with Will Shipley for that running back 2 spot. So again, right, we got a lot of young guys on this team that we like, but we're also challenging them with a bunch of 26 and 27-year-olds who are trying to revitalize their NFL careers. All these moves are going to do is bring the best out of Will Shipley, Kelee Ringo, Jalix Hunt. You know what I mean? Grant Cockatera. That's all these moves are going to do, you guys. It's going to bring the best out of our young guys. And also, we still got the draft left. We still got the draft. We still got the draft. You feel me? We still got the draft. So no need to panic. No need to trip, you guys. We're going to be good, man. We're going to draft well like we always do. We're going to evaluate. We're going to draft well like we always do. We're going to develop, and we're going to be good to go. You feel what I'm saying? I think Nolan Smith solidified now. I think Nolan is solidified. But nonetheless, though, regardless, I see your point. Everybody gonna get challenged. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. Nobody's going to get comfortable. Not a single person. All right. And we still got the draft left. We still got the draft left. Okay. So don't trip. Don't worry. I think Howie Roseman has a plan. And I'm really excited to see what it is. And it's straight like that, you guys. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been tuned in to another edition, a pop-up edition of Chalk It Up Sports via the Chalk It Up Network, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang.